Good evening, and thank you for viewing my weekly update. It's hard to believe that we are officially 2 weeks away from the beginning of our winter holiday break. Time is definitely flying. We've heard from many of you regarding our plans for the second semester, which begins on January the 28th. As long as our community's COVID-19 numbers remain stable or hopefully decrease, we plan to continue to offer both the in-person and virtual learning models. With that said, parents, if your child is currently participating in our virtual learning model, you will receive an email before the winter holiday break asking whether you wish for your child to continue to be served in the virtual learning model during the second semester, or if you wish for your child to transition to the in-person learning model. We know that many of you wish to continue in the virtual learning model, and I absolutely understand and support your decision to do just that. In addition to the second semester, the team is also busy preparing for the next school year. In fact, you should have received a school messenger phone call and an email inviting you to participate in our calendar survey to indicate which calendar option you prefer for the 2021-22 school year. The survey actually closed on Friday, so I hope you had an opportunity to provide your input to help us in the decision-making process. The members of the Newton County Board of Education are scheduled to determine the 2021-22 school calendar at their regular monthly meeting, and we will be sure to publish the approved calendar shortly thereafter. On Friday, we received new guidance from the Georgia Department of Public Health regarding the quarantine period for asymptomatic individuals who are considered close contacts. It's important to note that the new guidelines applies only to individuals who do not have COVID-19 symptoms after having had close contact with a COVID positive individual. While this new guidance will not impact those individuals in our school system who were recently provided quarantine return dates, we are working to update our procedures to include the new guidance. As a reminder, a close contact is someone who is closer than 6 feet for 15 minutes or more to an individual who has a positive test or is displaying symptoms. With the new guidance for individuals who are asymptomatic, meaning they don't have any symptoms, there are two updates. The first requires a quarantine period of 7 days. And if the individual remains asymptomatic on or after day 5 of the quarantine, the individual may take a PCR COVID-19 test, which is not the rapid test. If the result of the test is negative, the individual may return to work or to school on the 8th day after providing the results of the test, which must be negative, and the return is approved. If the individual tests positive, additional quarantine time will be necessary. The second update includes a required quarantine period of 10 days for individuals who are close contacts and asymptomatic. The individual may return on the 11th day of the quarantine if he or she does not have symptoms. And to be clear, the symptoms include fever, chills, cough, shortness of breath, fatigue, body aches, headaches, loss of taste or smell, a sore throat, congestion, nausea or vomiting, and or diarrhea. Hopefully, next school year, we'll be on the other side of this pandemic and can return to normal school operations. In the meantime, please make every effort to help prevent the transmission of COVID-19. Parents, please do not send a child to school if he or she is not feeling well, if they're sick, if they have symptoms, if the child is awaiting a COVID test and or has been in close contact with someone who has been diagnosed with COVID-19. Please continue to wash your hands frequently, wear a mask, and watch your distance. Please don't congregate. Unfortunately, when you congregate, you risk becoming a close contact to someone who is asymptomatic but will be diagnosed with COVID-19. It's incredibly important that you do your part and encourage others to do so as well. It's important so that we can keep schools open, especially as we are approaching the winter holidays. I appreciate your support in this endeavor, and I know you are encouraging your children to follow the CDC and DPH guidelines at school, and I'm sure when they're in the community as well. I must admit that I'm very proud of our students, from the youngest pre-K students to our high school seniors. Whenever I have visited a school, I have seen everyone wearing a mask and watching their distance. So kudos to you for setting the expectation that your child do his or her part. And a special note of thanks to our school system staff for continuously supporting our students. Again, thank you for your continued support of our school system. Have a great weekend and please stay safe.